Hey guys, welcome in, but before we actually get started, huge shout out to Adrian von Ziegler. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce his name, but here it is. And thanks to him, free use for any of his music as long as he gets a shout out and the recognition he deserves. So, huge shout out to him. I'm going to be using his music all throughout the backgrounds, and yeah, so we're just going to jump right into it. So this video is for setting up like a world for writing a story or simple brainstorming, or more specifically in my case, Dungeons and Dragons. I want to run a Dungeons and Dragons game, but I don't have a world set up right now, and I am looking to create a world, and I thought it'd be interesting to document my process and the way I usually go about doing it, because I have made some in the past, but I kind of wanted to create a new one. So right now we're going with a post-apocalyptic world overview setting at the moment. So I'm not a very good speller, so you're going to have to forgive me. But yeah, so right now we're going to have a post-apocalyptic setting, and the way we got there, I'm considering it being like a cult who kind of messed stuff up for everyone, and now things are getting pulled from different dimensions, and like stuff's coming up, like things that have been buried, whether due to natural world magic or like human intervention, like big scary groups, all that sort of stuff. But it kind of leads into the first. So we covered this. So overarching ideas. We got the cult and different dimensions, and things coming to the surface. So, and that also ties into the rest of these, like what kind of races, humans, demi-humans. Are we going with just like the classic Dungeons and Dragons, or like fantasy, like orcs, elves, dwarves, like goblins? Are we going to go like a little more out there, using some of the uncommon races from Dungeons and Dragons, like changelings or gilman, which I believe are like frog or fish people descended from human? No? Am I wrong? I'm kitsune, fox people, merfolk, nagaji, which are those the nagas, which are lizard, yeah, nagas are different technically, but yeah. So for my world, I'm specifically going with, hey, everything's on the table. We're gonna go with anything. Yes, go for it all. Just go for it all the way, whatever works. And like I mentioned earlier, things are coming to the surface, so like magic is now starting to happen more, but it's a rough magic. You have like ley lines, like wells of magical power and energy, but people don't really understand how to fully grasp that magic yet. So through the use of like rune stones, like engravings, or like being at the epicenter of a ley line, you won't really have magic to pull from, but it's there and it's being explored. So we're gonna put, just for my own notes, this is my working notes at the moment. Very, very basic, very rough, but it's good for right now. So magic, yes. Ley lines and runes, and that's all you need to put down for now. And then multi-continent, or a single landmass, like I wrote in right there. It's helpful for coming up with geography and kind of setting up your events that you want to happen in your story. This world that I'm coming up with is a post-apocalyptic one, so I'm basing it off of the land masses of just our world. So it's just Earth, yes, Earthland masses. So nothing really crazy there. But my big thing is I scour the internet for images, and I'm just going to give you a quick overview, kind of pull some images that I'm going to use to help kind of set up the scene and kind of, help me flesh out the world more. And to do that, I'm going to go over to Reddit. Yes, Reddit. It is probably my favorite website to find images from. Specifically, the imaginary subreddits. They have a lot of great images on them, a lot of different kinds of images. So depending on what kind of vibe you're going for, you can find anything that you need. I'm just pulling up some of my favorites. So because this is a post-apocalyptic world, I think the imaginary undead are going to be big. So I'm really feeling like the skeleton vibe. So I'm just going to go through these and kind of just save some of the ones and pull from them later to kind of get a feel for what the world is looking at. So I'm going to sort these by... How can I look at these better? No, I like that. So we're going to look at the top of all time, just to get like the best of the best, the cream of the crop ones that so I don't have to go looking like 5 months deep to find this one image that I actually really like. It's of like a fallen soldier. I could totally come up with like a storyline for like the players to come across this. So I'm going to save this one, X out these, get them out of here. This one, yeah, I mean, like, I'm feeling it, but it's really, I'm looking for something a little more specific. Like, even though this one isn't in, like, the same art style, I don't think the art style has anything to do with it. It's really for setting the tone. And this is sort of the tone I'm looking at, a little dark, a little like, ooh, what is this? I'm going for mysterious, so here we are. Like, what is this robed figure doing in this setting? I don't know. And I wanna know why. Like, is this a reanimation? Is this someone who, it looks like half steampunk, half undead? Yeah, steampunk lich, perfect. Like, what's the story behind this guy? I really want to create a story and really flesh him out, so I'm gonna save that one as well. I have found some really good ones. This one is probably one of my favorite. I think of this one as more of a still, like he's like, this person's like actually dead, and this flower is just, this person's essence is being flowed into this flower, and he's staying with his skeleton. It's sort of like a memorial sort of thing. So I'm totally feeling this one. I love the sword. It could offer loot opportunities for the players who come across it, as long as for a lot of world building, which is something I'm really looking forward to. Let's see. Do we got any other good ones? I'm just going rough right now. I know that there are a couple that I've seen that I will go through later in a different video. But let's see if I can just find a quick one under here. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Look at this. Ooh. Ooh, where does it lead? I could totally build a thing out of this. So much story, so much potential behind this one. So we're gonna definitely save this one, and we're gonna move on to another. We're just collecting a couple of images off of some of the higher rated subreddits right now, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm just coming up like, ooh, look, it goes along with our skeleton theme. Is this a god? Is this a giant that used to live? What's going? Why is it calling down the thunder? The image says the old god of the North Mountains, but you could totally spin any image you get to fit your world, and that's I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna pull this and bring it somewhere fantastic. Like, this one's just spooky. Like, ugh, I don't like that one. Ooh, here we go, more skeletons. Ooh. And that goes along with this one for being like old gods, old giants. Who killed this? Who wielded the sword this big? who were they? That's things I want to know. So I'm gonna save that one as well, and I'm gonna create a story behind that. Oh, that one's cute, but not really what I'm looking for. Oh, beautiful. Thumbs up. You can also get some crazy, like, weird things, like there's a tangerine bug. And I'm totally behind on this thing too. It's huge. It's crazy. I'm gonna save that one. The feel I want to get for this world is very mysterious and frightening. Like, I want beautiful. Oh, give me this. This is amazing and perfect and the exact tone and feel I want for this. The only thing that would make it slightly better is if there was another one, like, small in the background. Because this is ominous. Like, what do you do? That's the another vibe I want to hit on is, what do you do? What is it that you can fight against? Like, the whole, I mean, you want to survive and everything like that, but really it's, I want to present an almost impossible situation to overcome, and then have the players creatively come up with solutions, and I'll guide them along the way, of course. I'm not going to leave them high and dry, but really I'm just looking for small things to help build up an even bigger world. So I think we're about good for here. I may try to find one more really quickly, just skimming through. I don't want to go too far in. No, that's not really the vibe I'm going for. Dragons. I'm not finding anything here. You know what? I can work with this one. Yeah, sure. We'll save that one for now. Imaginary Immortals, which is one of my favorites because you can get some really crazy stuff going on. Like, ooh, beautiful. I'm gonna write him into my world so quick. Imaginary Immortals is probably my favorite because you can just get so much good out of creepy. So many like really weird and truly terrifying things. We're gonna skip over this. Let's go to Welcome Home. Yeah, some really weird things, and it really helps flesh out the world as well once you have a good kind of like lineup of images that you can work off of. Because even though I don't really know what I want to do, I do know that I want gods to be a part of it, and so I know I want gods, and I know the feel I'm going for. The River 6, yeah, that one's awesome. So I can work with that to kind of come up with kind of a feel that I want. I really like these. Peter, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name because the H is really throwing me off. I would just say Morbosher. But I really like his work. I've seen a lot of his stuff floating around, but it's not the feel that I'm going for. I think we're going to find one more here. Let's see, real quick. Let's just start skimming through a little bit quicker. There we go. Goes along with the skeleton theme I'm going with, and it's just creepy enough. I could also work this person to lore the story. I don't really know what's going on with them, but mostly focusing on the big guy in the background. So let's pull that. So we have some gods lined up. And now we got, this one's okay. It's better than you would think, because since it's a post-apocalyptic world, things have changed, so I don't have to be stricken by what's actually in our world and how that works. So I may pull some of these. Like, this one's interesting. Like, where, like, is this a major city that has had to go through like major renovations to get all of these going on? Like, are these like freeways that were there? What's going on with that? I think I'm gonna save that one, try to expand on it later. I mean, this is just Star Wars, so we're gonna skip over that one. Like, this one also could be a thing, like, because the world is so fucked, have major populations have to create these styles of apartment buildings up against a wall that are crammed and tiny and everything like that. It really gets that claustrophobic feeling is awesome. I love that. It's really like, ugh, really crammed in there. You have no sense of privacy, no sense of like, I get that, like, no sense of well-being from this as well, because you're never alone. You can never be alone here. And the thing is, the outside world is really lonely, because no one wants to be out in the wilderness alone in this world, because it's terrifying. See, like, this is a nice coastal city that's kind of popped up. You have to fight because of the high walls. It's really easily defensible. Granted, there are things in the water which are not good, but you can still use this, modify it as you will. You can always kind of chop off this part right here and have it just be a sheer cliff. Just tell your players, hey, I know this is the image I'm giving you, but hey, just modify it in your head. It's going to be good. Oh, see, perfect. Underground Dwarven City. Boom. Got it. I know I want dwarves. This is a high advanced Dwarven city that has had humans and other refugees come from the surface. So we're going to save that. I already got a plan for it. I got it all worked out, and it's awesome. See, look, I'm getting inspired, getting good stuff out of this. So we're going to just find one more, and I really want it to speak to me. No, that one's too expansive. I'm not really feeling it. I like this one because the red here kind of gives it a really, like... Is that a person? Yeah, that's a person. Actually, I really like that one because this person here, that is, like, that's the perspective I want. Of this person who feels totally out of place, just looking down on a city that has not a care in the world, who keeps living their lives even though there's imminent danger lurking around the corner. And this person knows it. I mean, look at him. Can I zoom in? Look at this person. Totally, I get it. Like, I get that feeling of looking out. Ooh, chills. I love it. Save that. And then we're just gonna go on to battlefields now. Another one of my favorites. You can never, like, perfect dissension in the city. You could tie that in with the last image we just got. That's the chaos I'm looking for. Outside of all the supernatural things, like, boom, look, and then we go right into a supernatural one. Not that I want it, but yes. This one is perfect. Create a villain out of him, a martyr out of him, and then some sort of magic stone. Could it be a gateway? Could it be a tablet of knowledge? Just sitting out. I mean, I'm going to tie in the ancient and the very modern into this world, and it's going to be weird. So I'm kind of looking for styles of both. And it's not a perfect process. Like, this is really like trial and error, kind of feeling out the waters. But I think that's probably good for now. I'll probably do another episode. The next episode after this is probably going to be me going through a couple of other ones, kind of highlighting certain images that I found that I really, really like. And yeah. So thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. We're going to... Got it. Oh, messing up. There we are. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I know this is kind of rambly, but hey, I do appreciate it. And, you know, hopefully you'll take this journey along with me, feeling out this this new world that I'm looking at making. And hopefully I've given you some ideas, I've inspired you. And thank you again for letting me use your music. It certainly was nice to listen to. And yeah, thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you next time.